My best friend domestic marriage. My name is Edna. I am a nurse. I love helping people. But sometimes, even the people you love the most hide pain you cannot heal with medicine. This is the story of my best friend, Tonia, and my brother, Daniel. Tonia was my sister by heart. We met in nursing school and became close like twins. She was sweet, smart, and always full of life. When I introduced her to my brother Daniel, she smiled in a way I had never seen before. Daniel was the golden boy. He was a teacher, kind on the outside, always the man everyone looked up to. When he asked Tonia to marry him after 1 year, we all danced. But I saw something strange in her eyes, something quiet. They had the most beautiful wedding. Everyone said they were perfect together. Their social media page was full of love quotes and smiling photos. But behind the smiles, a different story was growing, one that no camera could catch. I started to notice things. Tonia would cancel our lunch dates. She said she was tired. Then she started wearing long sleeves, even in hot weather. Once, I saw a bruise on her wrist. She said she fell, but her eyes said something else. I wanted to ask questions, but I was scared. Daniel was my brother. If what I was thinking was true, it would break my heart. So I stayed silent. I told myself maybe it was nothing. Maybe she was really just tired. Every birthday, Tonia would cry. She would post happy pictures, but she always found a way to sneak into the hospital chapel alone. I once followed her. I found her kneeling, praying, crying into her palms. "Tonia, what's wrong?" I asked gently. She looked up at me, her eyes tired. "Nothing, Edna. I just thank God for keeping me alive each year. That's all." But I knew that was not all. For 12 years, I held my silence. I saw her fake smiles. I saw her flinch when someone raised a hand too fast. I saw the joy leave her step. But she never said a word, and I never pushed. Daniel was always perfect in public. He helped neighbors. He led church prayers. He praised his wife online. But at home, he was a storm. I later found out the truth, but not from his mouth. One night, it all changed. I was working a night shift in the ER. A woman was rushed in, bleeding and shaking. When I saw her face, I dropped my tray. It was Tonia. Her lips were cracked. Her eyes were swollen shut. Her hands clutched her stomach. She was barely whispering. But one thing she said clearly was, "Please, don't call Daniel." Tonia had finally broken. Her ribs were cracked. Her shoulder was dislocated. Her skin was covered in old and new bruises. This was not the first time. This was just the worst. That night, she told me everything. 12 years of pain. Of silence. Of pretending. Of fear. She said, "I stayed for the kids. I stayed because no one would believe me. Not even you." My heart shattered. She was right. I had seen the signs. I had known in my bones. But I chose silence for the sake of family unity. I had failed her. Tonia had been recording. She kept a diary. Hidden tapes. Photos. Every punch, every threat, every tear. For 10 years, she kept it all in a box under her bed. Waiting. "Why didn't you show anyone?" I asked. She smiled bitterly. "Because nobody listens until you bleed." We reported it. I stayed by her side. The police took photos. They saw the proof. But Daniel? He acted shocked. "She's crazy," he said. "I've never touched her." The court case was bitter. Friends chose sides. Family members said, "Don't destroy your brother's name." My own mother said, "Maybe she provoked him." I chose her. My best friend. The woman I watched suffer silently. I stood in court and told the truth. I said, I saw it. I knew. I did nothing. And I am sorry. Daniel was sentenced to 7 years. Not enough. But it was something. He screamed at me as they took him away. "You betrayed me." But I knew I had finally done the right thing. Tonia started healing. Slowly. Her smile came back, piece by piece. The kids started laughing again. She opened a small bakery. She said, "I want to create sweet things now." I still dream of that night in the ER. I still carry guilt. But I know now, truth, even when late, can still save a life. Silence can kill. But truth can heal. I visited Daniel once in prison. I asked him, why? He looked at me coldly. Because I could. I left that day and never returned. Now, I teach young nurses. I tell them, your patient's story may be more than wounds. Listen between the lines. Believe her the first time. Tonia is strong now. She gives talks to women. She shows her scars and says, I lived. And you can too. Her story is saving others now. Sometimes, we still sit together in the chapel. We don't always talk. But we hold hands. We have seen darkness. But we chose light. The kids call me Aunt Edna. They don't know everything. But they know I'm part of their healing. That's enough for me. I am no hero. I was too late. But I learned. And now, I never look away. If I see pain, I speak. If I hear silence, I listen harder. Families are not always safe. And love should never hurt. Sometimes, your enemy hides in your own house. But God still finds a way to bring truth out of the shadows. If you're watching this and hiding pain, please don't wait to bleed. Speak now. Find someone who believes. There is always one person who will. Tonia kept the box of evidence for 10 years. Not because she was weak, but because she was waiting for the day she would not be afraid anymore. And when she did speak, her truth was stronger than any lie. It burned through the masks. It broke the chains. It saved her. I wish I had spoken earlier. But I speak now. And I will never be quiet again. Her pain became my lesson. Her courage became my voice. This is the story of my brother's wife. Her name is Tonia. She is not a victim. She is a warrior. And I am finally proud to call her my sister. Never let love, loyalty, or family ties silence your truth. When you stay quiet in the face of abuse, you protect the abuser and abandon the victim. Silence may feel safe, but it becomes a prison for the one who's hurting. True courage is choosing what is right over what is easy, even when it means standing against someone you love. Speak the truth, no matter how long it takes, because truth may hurt for a moment, but silence can destroy a lifetime. Healing begins the moment someone believes you, and that belief can save a life. You learned something from this story? Comment 100% on the comment section. Join our Folktale story community. Subscribe to our channel. Turn on the notification bell for more. Like. Share with friends and family. See you on our next video.